this would be a great opportunity to start a new series that I'm going to do on the channel. I'm going to call it Tuesday's Blues. Each episode is going to shed some light on a legendary artist that has helped shape the music that, has influenced all of us that are into the blues rock genre. You can see me playing a Flying V here that I've handmade with my friend Joe quite a few years back. I was digging into some Albert King, my sad approach to Albert King. He's actually one of my favorites, and there's not a week that goes by where I'm not listening to some kind of Albert King. And like many of us, I was introduced to Albert King through Stevie Ray Vaughan. I kept hearing and seeing Albert King's name come up, and I had never really listened. And then I heard, I think it was, and it was all over. I mean, I just realized this dude was bad. Very unique style, very unique choice of guitars. Albert was a very big man, a very stern man. He put fear in the people on stage with him. Albert playing his Flying V. Most notably, lefty upside down, much like guys like Doyle Bramhall, Eric Gales, Otis Rush. Really, really cool concept. And recently, on a guitar safari trip to Nashville with my buddy Matthew Scott, I was able to play a left-handed Strat upside down. I quickly realized how easier that stuff is, especially when looking at Albert, because he is more of a linear player, where we would kind of walk up a scale or walk down a scale, however we would approach it. Albert would, he was really, really cool in his linear approach. Everything was very, very linear, and I thought that was really, really great with Albert. He had this great way of stinging these notes, and if you're a fan of Stevie Ray Vaughan and you haven't really studied your Albert King, there's a lot of things in there like the there's a lot of things that Albert did in there that influenced Stevie, much like Hendrix, much like so many guys out there. Albert was just a monster, and when you heard him play that, he was playing mean, he was angry, and you could hear it come through in his guitar. Super influential, and I love him to this day because of it. Some recommended clips or listening. There's Blues Power Live. It's like about a 12 to 13 minute song, and it's just the way he controls the band, the way he controls the audience, the way he hits those breakdowns. It'll just knock you out. It did to me, and I listen to it all the time when I want to, get pumped up on some Albert. That's one of my go-tos. And also this album right here, Albert King Live. This is a double album. It's got all the killers on here, and I recommend anybody check this out because it's a monster. Just keep in mind too, when you're hearing people go, that's not something they invented. So that's what I mean about you hear that style of lick everywhere, and that was Albert King's style. So he's definitely somebody that you do not overlook. Definitely somebody to dive in head first and just submerge yourself in Albert King stuff, because it's really, really phenomenal. Just his way about him. He was a huge man. His demeanor, his badass attitude. He's playing a Flying V flipped over with his high strings on top, just yanking down on him, and he's got all that real estate to swing down on a note. It's just really cool things. Really cool things. I have a lot of respect for his music now as I've matured, and I have a lot of respect for his influence on the players that we're listening to now, I figured with these series too, I'll give you one quick lick, a basic rudimentary lick looking into the player himself. We're taking this one from the key of A, and what we're going to do is we're going to do a classic Albert King turnaround. You might hear it all the time. It goes, that's just something really, really cool, really simple, but it brings the song right back into the head, and you can go into a crazy solo. But we're going to take the B string, if we're playing in the key of A, we're going to slide up to the 10th fret. Then we're going to grab the high E on the 8th, back to the 10th on the B. Then we're going to grab the G string on the 9th fret, and then we're going to resolve on the B string on the 8th fret. So when you put it all together, you get, out of that you can go, there's a new series, something I was thinking of doing. It's going to be a look into the forefathers of the music we all love, First episode was about Albert King. You get a little lick to practice there. And yes, some recommended listenings. I really feel like that live album is a killer. And just Blues Power Live on its own is just amazing. I'm going to go back to playing some Albert King. We'll talk real soon, guys. Peace.